Excuse me, do you have a light maybe for me? Ah, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. If I look at this pub, probably smoking is not allowed in here anyways, so I have to ask a favor of you. Please imagine that I'm this really cool Marlboro guy with my hat, with my nice shirt, with my cowboy boots, and I'm standing here and you find me really attractive. Just assume this. I hope it's not too hard. So if I would smoke this cigarette and you would come close to me and you smell me, maybe depending on whether you like cigarettes or not, you would maybe reconsider this attractiveness. Well, as it turns out, this is exactly the way that a bee or other insects feel when they come close to the flower of the tobacco plant. First, they are attracted by the very beautiful flower, which is yellow or white. However, when they come closer, they realize this kind of disgusting smell of the flower and they take off again. Well, the reason, of course, is not that the flower is smoking or something like this, but it's the nicotine of the flower. And this is actually a bit flower porn, so if you are younger than 18, please cover your ears because we are getting a bit serious right now. So the thing is that, as you know, a flower cannot have sex as we all would have sex, but a flower is dependent on bees that go from plant to plant. Of course, it's easy. However, the more trivial part is, the more complex part in this trivial process is that the flower wants to be visited by as many bees as possible in a short time. So how can this be achieved? Well, the flower manages, or the plant manages to do this by being very attractive by the flower, but also be a bit disgusting. So how does this work in detail? Well, in the end, it's a bit like me, like the cool Marlboro guy in the disco who gets all the girls at the, in one evening. So I should not be too attractive because then I would probably stick with only one girl. However, if I'm a bit disgusting because maybe people don't like my smell, then I have a higher flux of girls coming and leaving again. So that's what I really want. And the flower does it a bit similar. However, the flower uses two chemicals. One of them is a bit like a sexy perfume, and the other one is actually nicotine, which brings us back to the cigarette that I wanted to smoke in the beginning, but I couldn't. So by balancing these two chemicals, the very attractive smelling one and nicotine, the flower manages to be extremely attractive to the insects and a bit disgusting at the same time. So when the bee comes, it takes off immediately, and so other bees have the chance to see the flower again and pollinate even more. So in the end, bees are only human as well. And so think about it when you meet a bee for the next time. In the end, it's the smell that counts.